This is a video for a school assignment. It is not a real counseling session. Hi, John. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing good. Last time you were here, we had a great session.
Yes, we did. We did. We
We
did.
we did.
We did.
And you had some homework to do.
Yes, I did. I did.
Uh-oh.
I did half of it. I didn't finish it all.
Okay, you didn't finish it
I was
all.
real busy. I did half of it.
Okay. Wow. There's a smile on your face even though you only did half? What?
Yes, I wrote down. I slowed things down. Um, Focused on one thing at a time. You can kind of see like a big difference in how I was able to approach things or handle things. So,
Okay. Okay.
pretty good.
So, what part of the homework assignment were you able to have done?
Definitely, able to jot down my duties, jot down what I had to get done today, and just focus on one thing. When I did that, it kind of went smooth and easily. Like if it didn't get done, then you have next day. But today, I just focus on what I need to get done today. And when I did that, it kind of things kind of went smooth and kind of was. It was less stress, less stress.
Okay. Okay. A lot of ease, at ease.
There was a lot of ease and have to juggle a lot. Just I was focusing on one thing, not having to work on focus on something that's due on a Friday or a month from now, or 2 weeks from now. I could just focus on today. So it was a big relief, big relief.
Okay. Okay. So, it sounds like you have identified at least something you value, which is pacing yourself and giving yourself time to accomplish things without pressuring yourself.
Yes, I did. I did.
Okay. So we see that that's something you value, your time, and you're managing your time and appreciating what you are doing to get things done. Is there anything else you value?
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, value my time. I definitely value my health.
Okay.
So I definitely very conscious of that. So maintain my health. So part of maintaining my health is being able to do things where you don't put much stress on you.
Hmm. Okay. And by you managing your time, that of course takes a load off and not as much stress and anxiety.
Right, right. It does. It does.
Hmm. Hmm. Now, the last time you were here, you also mentioned um, you would like to focus more on your upbringing. And when
Mm-hmm.
we say, I guess what you meant was talking more about what leads to stress in your life. What have you learned growing up, watching your mom and your dad that has led to you feeling the way you feel about deadlines and accomplishing goals and stress.
Well, just growing up, just watching my dad. My dad was a deadline. He was real strategic behind that. He would make sure that the deadline get done with. If it's 2 days or 3 days, if he's gonna bend over backwards to make sure he meets that deadline. So, and the way I saw that as being, as he's the man in the household, things to get handled. So, what I didn't know is that what comes with it was stress. There's that. I guess I never asked my dad if he was stressed out, but those waves I got from him as far as knowing deadlines and make sure you meet deadlines. He was real big on trying to be on time, and he would bend over backwards to get on time. My mom was she handled things different. It's, if it gets done, well, if it don't, we'll deal with it tomorrow. We'll deal with it another day. But I wish I I took more of my mom of how to handle it compared. I took more of my dad's ways, and by taking my dad's ways, it stressed me out. So when I did this approach, jot down things, I lean toward my mom's ways, and I see the difference it is. So I think that's kind of what my upbringing was. Where I got a lot of my ways from.
Mm. Mm. And now looking back at your parents and their reaction to their to-do lists or goals or deadlines, you see a difference in who you want to imitate. Opposed to before, you automatically wanted to be like your dad because he's the man, and so you wanted to imitate what you thought was being a man,
Right, right.
not realizing the stress behind it.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay, so looking at who you want to be, which is more stress free, kind of the more of your mom's personality. What do you think your mom would say to you about who you are right now? And how do you become more relaxed? What would she say?
Don't stress yourself out. That's what she would tell me. Just if it gets done, it gets done. Oh well, just deal with it tomorrow. Don't stress yourself out. I mean, it's more things. Life is precious. You don't have to. Don't get done. Don't get done. Get done what you can't control. Get done what you say. What she always used to say. Only deal with the things you can control. If you can't control it, don't worry about it. It's not for you to worry about. That's what she used to always tell me. So that's what she would tell me right now. If I would call her like I'm stressed out, I got stuff to do. First thing I'm gonna only control what you control. If you can't control it, don't worry about it. Period. And just leave it at that. So that's what she would tell me.
And those are some great words of wisdom.
Yes, it is. It is.
With that way of thinking, and you had an example of living that way, right? Well, today you did. Like you said, you paced yourself today. What is it about, or how should I say it, as far as your personality and who you are, how do you identify with your mom and her personality? Or maybe I should say, what you see in your mom, what do you also see in you that's like her?
But what I see in my mom is definitely look things from a different perspective. You know, my mom she never saw anything one-sided. So when she look at things, she look at it from both sides. She look at it from both perspectives. So when I see it that way, I look at it where it's like, okay, this got to get done. If it don't get done, this can happen. But on this perspective, I can't control if it don't get done. I can't control what the outcome is. So I just don't worry about it. I just focus on what I can control. So like I see both perspectives. It's almost like I pick one. So it's like I know I have no control over it, then I just pick that. It's almost like a conscious in your mind. But that's like the biggest trait that I get from my mom is that she doesn't judge. She doesn't judge. She just see things on both perspectives. She never look at it one sided. So that's the biggest trait I get from my mom.
Okay. So you get the being non-judgmental from your mom, but you want to adopt more of her relaxed personality.
Yes, more relaxed.
Anything else you get from her that maybe not be as so dominant as the non-judgmental part?
I think I definitely get the planning. She's an awesome, great planner. I get the the traits of making sure everything is lined up. Just she's real particular about that. How she planned things in a year, or planned things in 6 months, and just have everything down from the time. She's real big on. We're just having everything itineraries. What's what we doing on Monday? What we doing on Tuesday? What we doing on Wednesdays? Almost like a coordinator, event planner. So she's real big on that. So definitely, I get some of that traits. Like when we have vacations, I make sure that for my family, we got each day what we're gonna do on the vacation. As far as Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, from the time we getting up, the time we're taking the plane, or the time we're leaving, or the time we get there, arrive, what we're gonna do. So I get that from her. That's another trait that I get from her. Because growing up, she would plan the vacations and just have it down to a T. It's almost like a structure of what we're going to be doing. So I get that from her as well.
So your ability to plan is another thing that you've gained from your mom.
Yes, I did.
Okay. So that skill. Now you said that's not one of the biggest skills, though, right?
No, the biggest skill is the non-judgment.
Okay. So would you say the planning part is the second part, or which part? How would that fall under you relating to your mom, who is more of the personality you want to gain?
You know what? I could say that's the second. I could definitely say that's the second. So some little things that she has, just the compassion for people, and I definitely get that from her. The love, how to support. I get that from her. So I get a lot of those traits from her, and from my parents. I have other ladies in my life that I grew up with that gave me a lot of wisdom that stick with me to this day. But those are like traits, I guess you could say, that you kind of get from your parents. So that's some of the traits I could probably get from them.
Okay. So the last time you were here, you did mention that the anxiety and stress from your job and that work-life balance is what has been, it had you under a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, headaches.
Yes, it was tough. I didn't know if it was something, a first time experience for me. It was tough. I have, being you have kids, you have father, husband, those are your duties. You have to, you're the leader of the household. Then you have work. You have, you're in a leadership position at work, so you have other people you have to watch. So it's just constantly juggling. And then you got so much to do when you get home. Stuff around the house that needs to get done, stuff that's on your to-do list. At the same time, you have kids you have to attend to, you have a wife you have to attend to. So it was tough. It was tough. You just it's like you didn't see no ending. You didn't see no way out, so to speak. Like you didn't see a solution. It's like everything was a problem. It's like you were so clouded. There was no solution, so that caused anxiety. That caused stress. That caused them to have headaches. That caused them to kind of just shut down sometimes. Just it gets you go mental fatigue. You get mentally drained. You just want to just block out everything and just it was tough. It was tough. It still is tough. It's still tough. Just get by. Every day. Try to find ways to stay positive, because their strength is dependent on your strength. So you have to see it from different perspectives. If I see it from my perspective, it's like, how to do this? How can I do this? It's just wow, overwhelming. But when I see it from their perspective, their strength is dependent on my strength. That's I have to give them, my kids, my wife, I have to be strong for them so they can see what strength is, to stay positive, stay going, keep on, persevering. So that's what you juggle right now. That's what you juggle right now.
Okay. You explained that well. I understand where you're coming from with those priorities. That falls in line with what you were saying earlier with your priorities and how you have a certain idea of what a goal is, and you must match that goal. Almost more like the personality of your dad.
Right. Exactly.
So you fall back. You can fall back into that thought process, which will lead back to the anxiety and the frustration and the shutting down. If you continue to focus on this is who I have to be, this is the goal, this is what I must be in order for my family to excel or to respect me or to whatever it is you think you are supposed to be for your family. If you fall back into that mindset, which is much like your dad, as far as setting, I have to be this way. He was absolute. There was no gray area. Sounds like your dad is an absolute man. Like you have to get there at 8 a.m. If the arrival time is 8 a.m., there is no ifs, ands, or buts. You get there at 8 a.m. There is no, oh, it was raining or there was a traffic jam. He sounds like he's very absolute. And you sound like you get into that mindset too when you start putting pressure on yourself.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. And so when it comes to, again, your mom, she's more relaxed. She's more appreciate who you are and what you do, and it is enough. And so that's the difference between the two, and that's why you want to uh, have more of your mom's personality, because she seems to have a balance, or she has more of a maybe realistic expectation of ability. In addition to, she's strategic too.
She's strategic. Another thing that my mom is very, very outspoken. I get that from her. Was speaking something. Don't be afraid to speak up. That's her all the way. My dad is like you said, it's like no filter. It's just this way or this is the right way. This is the way we gotta do it, regardless. Still having the demand respect, and sometimes in his eyes to demand respect is to be tough. Be that disciplinary, be real strong, and be almost hardcore, cold hearted, so to speak. As you sometimes you was like that because for you that's represent a leader be. But you look at your mom, she was just as effective. Just not being cold hearted. You could still have compassion. So it just finding a way to juggle it. The two personalities. My dad, his way it leads to a lot of stress. Sometimes my mom's ways it leads to stress as well. But it's just trying to find that balance. Because they both produce results, and they both have their flaws too. So it's just trying to find like almost like your niche, like what works for you. Because it's stressful, and you have to find something that works for you. It can't you adopt theirs. You can't, just gotta be strong. Just try to find something that works for you.
Okay. Well, we only have maybe a minute left.
Oh.
So I want to get back to us discussing what you value. We want to touch on that, what you value. Identify that. We need you to, well, we'll wait till next time, but we really need to work on that assignment. What is it that you value?
Okay.
What is important to you? And that way we can try and find a happy median between the both of the personalities you admire, and then you finding your own niche. Okay. So can we do that?
Yes, we will. I'm gonna finish it this time.
Okay. Anything you think we could improve upon during the next session, or that we could have done differently, and something we could have done differently this session?
Instead of the traits I admire, about the flaws that I see in my personality that kind of came from my parents.
Okay.
Seeing the flaws, so that we discussed the traits that I like. I guess the ones that I don't like.
Okay. We can look at that next time. Okay. All right. Well, I thank you, John, and I will see you next week. Can we work that out around the same time, same day, same time, same place?
Sure, no problem. We will. Yes, we will.
All right.
All right. Thank you.